Ryan, European Championship debut through to the quarterfinals. How did it feel?
Yeah, I feel a little bit lucky to win that game because the performance wasn't really very good. A lot of my darts at treble 20 were hitting the wire and they just weren't getting the right side. And when I finally did start to hit the treble, the next two darts were wayward as well, so I was always scoring hundreds. And I got a little bit frustrated during the match with the scoring side of the game, but I had to rely on Martin missing a lot of doubles. But when he did, I was there to punish him, and I thought I did a good job of that.
When you do get frustrated midway through a match, how do you try and keep composed and make sure it doesn't affect other parts of the game?
Well, it's one of them things. I mean, I'm not used to getting frustrated in games with the scoring that I'm used to it now. So I think what I do is I just say, look, this is not working, try something else. Try and throw the darts a little bit harder or hold the dart a bit lighter. Just try something different, because if you're only scoring 60 and 59 at this level, you're going to lose, you know. So I think in certain points of the game, the pressure sort of it was varied throughout the game. Sometimes I felt in control of the game, and then the next time I'm thinking, wow, Martin's coming back here because I've let him in, I've had a couple of bad legs. And sometimes you need to change your throw midway through the game to combat the pressure that you're feeling, because you have a tendency to grip the dart a little bit too tight and drag it lower when you're under pressure. So I have to keep telling myself through the game, just relax and just throw them like you're throwing in practice and don't think about it too much. And throughout the game I try to keep telling myself that, and that's why my form in the game looked a bit like a heart monitor, up and down, up and down, up and down. But the finishing was there all the way through, and that was what won me the game.
At what point did you feel like, I've got him in? I think it was like a 76, I think it was, where he was waiting on the double, you took it out on double 18 and you gave a little bit of a figure point. Was that the real turning point, you feel, where you broke his spirit?
Well, I don't know. It felt like a big moment in the match. I think it was the only time I celebrated hitting the finish, or because I was in a bit of a mood, not playing great throughout the match. It would be nice to dismantle Martin when he's struggling with a big ton plus average and make a big statement. Obviously, that's what I was hoping to do, but obviously didn't work out like that. But yeah, you're right. Those little moments in matches can make a huge difference. It's the difference between being 7-5 ahead and 6-6, and if you let Martin get some momentum and the crowd get going, it's a very, very different game than what it could have been.
Speaking of the crowd, we know Martin is hugely popular here in Germany, but you managed to keep him quiet for a large part of that match. Were you surprised about how quiet they were? Because you prepared for a more hostile atmosphere, shall we say?
Yeah, I had prepared for a hostile atmosphere. Obviously, I've played Martin a couple of times before on the Euro Tour, and I know in Germany, and I know what the crowd's like. It's that's the way it is. But I didn't think they kept that quiet. I could hear them all the way through the game. Don't you worry about that. Every time you hit a treble 20, there's a loud roar, and I heard every treble 20 he hit, but. I was expecting it, so if you're expecting it, I think you can cope with it better than if it's your first time and you're not prepared for it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. Well done today.
Thank you.
Ryan, congratulations. Your finishing again was really phenomenal. Nearly in every shot, you got the feeling, okay, you take that out. How much effort, how much work do you put in that part of your game regularly?
Yeah, well, when I practice at home, that's pretty much all I practice, really. I don't spend a lot of time practicing the treble 20, as you can probably tell from the erratic form that I have with scoring. But I'm pleased that I'm good at finishing. I think it's the most important part of the game at darts. I think you can win any match you play with any average if you can hit those doubles every single chance you get. If you can take it out, you can beat anybody in the world, and that's been my philosophy ever since I joined the PDC, to concentrate on being really good at that part of the game. And I'm pleased that all that hard work has paid off, because obviously the statistics show that I'm one of the best in the world at that part of the game.
Even tops worked in some equations. So was that the confidence then you had checking out all those numbers before?
I have been putting a lot of work in to be better at double top, because sometimes if I have 3 darts at double top, I'd rather hit a big 8 than have 2 darts at double 16. But I think that doesn't look good on the TV if you're doing that. I think a professional dart player should be competent at every single segment on the board. So I've really started the last year or so, I've tried to improve that part of my game, and even on the floor on the Pro Tour, my double top hitting's been much better this year than previous years.
Interesting, because it felt like your opponent was completely focused on one part of doubling, tops, 10s, 5s, which didn't him do any good.
No, it didn't. He did miss a lot. I don't think he did hit a couple of darts to win legs on double top, but compared to the previous match where he won, I think he was faultless on double top. So you kind of blame him for expecting to just follow up on that today. Obviously, he'd be disappointed it didn't work out for him today on those double ends. But the first match, I watched him play Dave Chisnell, and after the first couple of legs, his finishing was absolutely faultless. He was 1 dart double top every time. So, if I was him, I would have been going that way as well today, So, darts is funny. Sometimes it's all on the day. You just don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next until you get on that stage.
And just a quick look on your 2025 season, which is coming to an end in the next few weeks or months. But how pleased are you with the year so far?
Well, it's been an unusual year. I've had my best ever performance on the Euro Tours, but I've had one of my worst performances in the Players Championships. I think I'm lucky to scrape into the top 64 at the moment in the Players Championships. So it's one of them things. I think I'll have to manage the schedule better next time, because I think I get sick of playing so many games every week and being away from home, and sometimes that can affect your game. So maybe I'll look to manage the schedule better next year, because there's so many competitions to play. It seems like you only have one day a week at home. It's tough.
Thanks a lot. Good luck for the rest of the
Thank you.
Ryan, congrats on that win. I think it was interesting, like a year ago in the World Championships, you spoke very openly about your approach on your career, not putting that much work into it, maybe changing that.
Yeah.
Can you just give an update on that? Because I think many were surprised, me as well. You're such a fantastic player, causing so much damage in the majors as well. Have you changed anything about that? You've taken the flight issue, obviously.
No, not really. I've always believed match practice is the most important practice you can get. Playing the top players on the stage regularly, I think it brings your game on so much more than you could ever do just practice at home alone. So this year, the one thing that changed this year is that I've qualified for a lot more Euro Tours through the new system of qualification. I haven't had to attend qualifiers. I've been automatically in as a pro Tour merit player, and I've made a big effort to travel to all these events, and I think the amount of extra practice you get on the stage against you're playing top players all the time. In the Euro Tour, you're guaranteed you're going to be playing a really tough players all the way through if you want to get to the final. And I think having that experience is going to be massive moving forward. Especially next year with a huge increase in the prize money. I feel like I'm in a good position to have a big push next year and try and do as well as possible, really.
Speaking about that, having a big push, also having the stage experience this year, what are your goals? Can you go into that a bit into detail for this year, next month, but also next year?
Yeah, I haven't set no goals, no targets. I've always approached it in the same way, just 3 darts at a time. Once you walk on the stage, just concentrate on the next 3 darts. If you've had a bad visit, try and think about why it was bad and say, okay, next visit, throw them better, or make sure you follow through properly, things like that. And I just keep that thing, just next 3 darts is all that matters, and I'll take the same attitude into the game, the next game in this event as well. I'm not thinking past the next 3 darts.